Ready?
Ready? Okay.
Okay. Welcome, everybody,
Welcome.
to the Slumber Party.
Yes,
We have a lot to get to today. It's going to be a great episode.
it is.
I am Diana Badea.
I'm Kat Capone.
Welcome. Welcome to some of our new listeners. A lot of people
Yeah.
I think people are coming to the podcast because they have disagreeing opinions, and we welcome you too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. It's okay to be wrong. It's all right. Accountability is first and foremost the most important thing.
Right. We'll let you know that you're wrong because we're always right.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry. So how's your week been, Kat?
this week was good. This week coming up going to be crazy. So,
Oh,
a lot of Red Bull.
okay.
Yeah.
Red Bull should really sponsor Kat whenever they can.
Honestly
because
and truly.
I've never seen somebody drink Red Bull the way that Kat drinks Red Bull.
You know what's crazy? It's my husband's fault because he used to be obsessed with Red Bull and now he doesn't drink it at all anymore. And I'm like, you created this. So
You created this monster. It's always a man. Okay, we're going to start today's episode with a trend that's been going around on TikTok that we wanted to dive into.
Yeah.
So welcome to this segment of propaganda we're not falling for.
Exactly.
All right, Kat, do you want to kick us off? What's your first piece of propaganda that you are not falling for?
First piece will be fashion trends. I'm not falling for it. Okay. First of all, things that have to do with propaganda usually are things that are political. Fashion has always been a political thing. Okay. Right now we're seeing a rise in the boring beige, the no nails, no polish, and calling it the princess nails. Those are recession nails. They're recession nails, okay? We can't afford to get our fucking nails done nails, okay? Look at this one. This is a recession nail right here, okay? It's okay because it's going to be done this week.
It's going to be done this week. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
so
I
it's
also
fine.
bite my nails, so like I'm exempt.
Okay, we're going to have to get you some garlic and some stuff for that. Yeah, don't worry about it. I got you. Yeah, I'm not falling for that. I'm going to wear my colors. I'm going to wear what I want, where I want, when I fucking want it. Period. Okay? Because style is individual. I don't care what everyone else is wearing. I don't care. This is the color that's in season. Does that color look good on me? No. Also, I'm tired of the dress for your Venus sign, dress for your... No! Dress for what looks good on you and what you feel good in. The end. Thank you.
You know what also, when people try to rebrand stuff, like they try to rebrand like the color of nails, they're like, what did they say about that blue?
It was, what was it? Oh my God.
They called it like something blue, and we were like, baby blue?
Yeah.
It's
nuts.
freaking periwinkle.
Nuts.
They were like, this is rich. This is luxurious nail talk. I was like, have you never walked down the street when you were 8 years old with your friends, spent the only $12 you had, and, got that color? That doesn't make you special, okay? Please stop. What's your,
It's your
okay.
turn.
My turn. Propaganda I'm not falling for. If I hear one more person tell me, my children are my greatest achievement, my love, raise the bar. Okay. Yeah. If I hear one more person saying having kids will be your greatest accomplishment, and then what happens if your child is a serial killer?
Okay.
Oh,
you did
now
a good
it's
job.
your fault, Janine. Okay. Deal with it. Deal with it. That's your greatest achievement? Well, it looks like your life is a wash.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So I don't believe that your children are your greatest achievement.
Agreed.
And with that sentiment, that means that women who have not had children don't achieve anything.
Right.
How dare you?
Real.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth. You're going to sit here and tell me that Jennifer Aniston has not achieved anything? Please.
She's
achieved every man that you freaking wanted.
Please.
How about that?
How about that?
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, not falling for that.
When I was young, back in my day, in the previous century, in the 90s, everybody wanted to be with fucking Brad Pitt. So, please.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your next one? Propaganda you're not falling for.
Okay. Confusing gentle parenting with neglectful parenting. Let's get into this.
Ooh, there's gonna piss so many people off. I can't wait.
And I don't care, because here's the thing. I was raised by a gentle parent. I know what gentle parenting is. It simply means not abusing your fucking kids. A lot of you, what you do is the other fucking side of the coin of abuse. Your kid will do something insane, and instead of reprimanding them, disciplining them, and giving them consequences for their actions, you do things like, I'm just going to let little Jimmy just scream it out. I'm not going to yell at him. I'm not going to No, that's not what gentle parenting is.
Those are big feelings. He's smashing somebody's face into a wall.
Thank you. My mom never abused me, and that's why we have a great relationship. I think most people who had boomer parents, I think they tolerate their parents because there's a lack of communication skills that boomers have, and they don't know how to regulate their fucking emotions. Mm-hmm. And so what would happen is, instead of them talking to you and talking through what happens, they would beat the fuck out of you and be like, oh, I'm such a good parent. And it's like, no, you're not. And then so what's happening is the millennials are like, they have these emotions bottled up and again, don't know how to communicate effectively.
Yeah.
So then they just kind of leave it alone. You're doing the same thing. You need to have that conversation with your child, and you also need to give them consequences for their actions, because in real fucking life, there will be consequences for your actions. Those consequences don't have to be abusive. You don't have to beat the fuck out of them. You don't have to talk down to them, but there has to be consequences for your actions when you do something wrong.
I also feel like a lot of, specifically millennials, because I don't think it affects the generation above millennials. I think it affects millennials and down.
Yeah.
Maybe some, what is it, Gen X?
Yeah.
Maybe some. But I think the emotional toll that so many people that have been raised by boomers, because people don't, like, my parents are boomers. My parents are in their late 60s. They had me in their late 30s.
My mom's a boomer too.
Yeah. So, like, but their inability to regulate their emotions and to parent based on that and creating abusive households, at least in my case, very emotionally abusive, you put so much pressure on millennials and Gen Z or Gen X to unpack all of your shit.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that I've had to unpack from my parents, I've learned so much, because you end up looking at your parents as like, oh, you're a wounded child.
Yes.
You're a wounded child. And I now know your emotions better than you do, because I've had to unpack all of your shit to get to my shit.
Yeah. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Can't take the gentle parenting though. Can't. I, as somebody who does like side gigs with kids.
Yeah.
The way that some of these children act and the parents are watching it, they're like, whatever.
He's crazy.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but listen, I know I just ripped on my parents, but there was some consequences. My parents could have had a little bit of gentle parenting, but I would have probably gotten smacked in the mouth if I would have done some of the stuff that I'm watching some young kids do.
My mom used to, what I call my mom's parenting was more like torture, but but it's fine, because we have a great relationship because of it, because she taught me how to communicate. Let me tell you, my mom did such a good job at creating a safe space for me that when I did something I knew was wrong, I would tell her myself.
Yeah, my mom was similar. I felt that way with my mom specifically.
I'd be like, let me just tell my mom before the school calls her.
Right.
I'm like, or before this happens, etc. One thing about me was I used to wish my mom would hit me. Because I feel like if you hit me, this will be over in 2 seconds. My mom will be like, and what would you have learned? Okay, right. So here's what's going to fucking happen, bitch.
Right.
And I remember I had to read the book, A Child Called It. Don't read that book.
Oh my God, I read that book.
It's traumatizing.
Oh my God, it's crazy. I read that book as a child.
No, my mom forced me to read it as a child. And then I had to write an essay on it. I had to write an essay that I didn't get graded on. Because I wasn't in school. I was at home. Mm-hmm. I remember one time That's so funny. I
read it at home too.
I told my mom that she was a mean mommy. And she made me watch Mommy Dearest, which is like a 3-hour film. And you know what I mean? So
your mom was like, you think you got a bed?
Right. The worst thing you could do to me at any age, even now, is take away my music.
Oh.
And my mom knew if she took away my music, I was going to like just die. That is so much more effective for me than if my mom had just hit me. Like in those moments, I'd be like, if she hit me 1, 2, 3, it's done. And my mom knew that. Like she knew like it wasn't going to solve anything. So she would like hit me where it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
You know? But I would never do it again. And also my mom would tell me, she would explain to me why I did what was wrong. She also made sure that I understood why I did what was wrong, et cetera, et cetera. That's not what's happening. What's happening, like, okay, i.e., my wedding. I did no kids. And I see a lot of people like, oh, why don't you have kids? Like, your kids are fucking bad.
But it's because a lot of them don't discipline their kids. No,
bad.
I will tell you, seeing how some kids, I'm having kids in my wedding, but that's because I know how my cousins parent their kids.
That's the thing.
Because I know my cousins
how everybody parents their kids too.
My cousins know, and my cousins complain about other people that do not parent and tell their kids, like, don't run in the middle of the dance floor in their first dance. Like, that's because I trust my cousins, not because I trust the kids.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Some people coming to my wedding, I knew their kid would be well behaved.
Yeah, fantastic.
And then there were a couple people who I knew they weren't. So I couldn't say
yes to some and no to others.
Right,
yeah,
so
totally.
Just shut it down, because that one kid I know for sure I would have wanted to wring that kid's fucking neck.
Yeah.
And I'm very
It's okay to say some kids are bad.
And as someone raised by a gentle parent, I know not to put my hands on a kid, but God damn it.
You're really testing my own belief.
But it's because their parents aren't disciplining them.
Yeah.
So I'm not falling for this is gentle parenting. No, that's neglectful parenting.
Also, side note, before we move on, if you are gentle parenting your kid, but your kid does not know how to say, may I have this, please? Thank you.
I have no manners?
The manners are extinct. I'm not hearing it. I'm not seeing it. That's my personal opinion. I think manners are that's the first thing you teach your child when they start to speak.
Yeah.
It's just a level of respect.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we'll get into that in the next one. Go. Yes, go.
I know what you're going to say. Okay. I think that my next one would be, we're doing 3 each?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think my next one would be that your wedding is the best day of your life. That's
the most important day of your life.
Right. The propaganda that I am not falling for is that your wedding is the most important day of your life.
It's not.
And when I tell you, this is something that I've been having to unpack with my own wedding, because I've talked about this before, how, I didn't grow up with resources, and I grew up with the idea that we had nothing and that we had no resources, even though my father had like a 401k and things like that. But because our house was falling apart, we almost, were kicked out of it. Like, this image that that I've had to struggle. I have to struggle in order to make something of myself, because all I see are people struggling. And all of a sudden I'm having a wedding and there are resources available to me. And it has made me feel like, wow, so I only have these resources when I pick a good man. And it's hurt me internally. I've had to unpack that. My mother helped me unpack that this past week, because my mother said something really nice where she said, don't think of it as you owe us or that we're dangling something over your head. Think of it as you're taking what's yours. We put this aside specifically for you. I busted my ass my whole life for you. She goes, I understand this is your wedding, but as a mother, this means something different to me.
Yeah.
She goes, take what's yours. That helped me refrain. But
I love your mom so much.
My mother is incredibly wise. But the fact that my wedding would be the biggest day of my life, I think that was really tying into that, because I was like, I've done so much already and I'm going to do more.
Yeah.
I don't see my life, falling apart or getting simpler after I have my wedding. When I hear that your wedding is the biggest day of your life, that sounds depressing to me.
No, it does.
Like, oh, so that's it for me?
You're never going to do nothing else.
That's it? And that goes along with the first thing I said. Oh, well, then you have children and that's your greatest achievement. I disagree with that. I think that it is so important for not only your spouse, but your children to see that, oh, mommy can do it all. Mommy got married to daddy or got married to mommy or whoever, and mommy had me and whatever, and she's killing it.
Yeah.
I look at my mom and I'm like, your wedding was not the greatest day. My mom is reinventing herself in her 60s. Do you know how crazy that is? That's insane. She started a business in her 60s and she's so happy. No, your wedding is not the biggest day of your life. Can it be a fantastic day in your life?
Sure.
One of the most important days?
One of the most important,
but it is not your pinnacle.
Yeah.
You having, getting married is not your pinnacle, because let's keep it real. Divorce rates are like 50, 60%. So sometimes you don't know how to pick them. All right. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, honey. Right. But it's a great day. When's the next time you're going to see all these people in the same room together?
Yeah.
Idolize that. Not the person, not the day. You're in it for the marriage, not the wedding, not the party. Thank you.
That's the I think people, they get so obsessed with the wedding day, they forget about the day after, which is the marriage.
Oh, everybody's calling me right now. What, am I popular?
She's busy.
The gag is they're all banks asking me to pay bills. In that case, I'm so popular these days. No, I know that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I do I do get why people would get lost in the wedding planning thing though, because I found myself being like, oh, maybe we could do this. And then I'm like, but do you care about that?
Right.
When the day is over, are you going to be like, that changed the day?
Yeah.
No. There's certain things where I'm just like, let it go. Nobody's going to give a shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care if there's going to be this many more flowers on the table. No. Let me save myself some money.
No one really remembers your wedding anyway. You remember it. So it's
Right.
like a lot of the things that we get caught up in, no one gives a
Right.
about.
Exactly. Exactly. Hit me with your next one.
This is the one that might ruffle some feathers.
Ruffle.
But I don't care because
Ruffle, ruffle.
I have critical thinking skills and logic and reason.
Hit them.
So, propaganda I'm not falling for. Respect your elders. Here's the thing about me. I am going to respect you whether you are 80 or 8 years old.
Yes.
I'm going to respect you because you're a person. I'm going to respect nature. I'm going to respect, I'm going to show respect. If you continually show me you are a shitty fucking person, that respect goes out the window.
Right.
And what happens with a lot of older people is they feel entitled to that respect. So they will be nasty. They will be so fucking nasty and feel entitled to you still respecting them.
Right.
You're a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And you displayed this sinister, depraved, diabolical, we'll talk about that word later, fucking behavior many times. So at this point, you don't deserve that fucking respect.
Right.
Right? Like, Harvey Weinstein is older than me. You think I'm going to bend the knee at him because he's older?
Right.
No, you're a piece of shit.
Right. I think also like people want to respect elders more. And then they feel the need to cover everything up the more that they chip away at them. I think that elders should be, this is a good...
I think they need more help.
They need more help.
Yeah,
That's more what I'm saying.
For sure.
It's more like, I think when I look at everybody around me and everyone that I interact with, I am somebody where respect is given, not earned, but respect can be taken away. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Respect, when people say, respect is earned, not given, I disagree with that because I think you should respect every single person in front of you, innocent till proven guilty.
Agreed.
But the second you start chipping away at it, you're the one pulling the coins out of the piggy bank.
Yep.
Like, not me.
Yep.
And I'm just going to match that energy. I'm not going to put that much energy towards you because it's clear that you don't deserve it. Sorry.
You. And that's exactly how I feel.
That's it.
Like I said, I will respect you regardless.
Yes.
But if you keep showing me that you are undeserving of that, I'm going to take that shit away.
Right. Period.
And the problem is the older people will be like, oh, but I'm 90 and you're evil. What's your point?
Right.
Stop being evil.
You're meeting the Lord soon. Straighten up. What's he going to say?
Get it together. You got 2 weeks left. My God.
He's not going to be very happy. He's going to be like, you were nice up until about 45. Then you started to change.
And I just want to add on one thing because I see a lot of younger girls who deal with mean girls who say things like, oh, does it get better as they get older? Let me tell you something. If she was mean in high school, she's worse when she gets older. They get worse as they get older. Okay? Just note.
That's tea.
Yeah.
Tea. Okay. Am I next?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Okay.
We're ready.
Not going out after you have kids.
Oh.
The propaganda that I am not falling for is that your life ends once you start a family.
Because it doesn't.
It does not. And I have to say, I've had literally 2 pretty difficult conversations with Dano because I was like, because, me and Dano have an age gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dano is about 9 years older than me, but doesn't look it. Handsome bastard.
So that would make him 12 years older than me. Got it. Because I'm younger than you for sure. Go ahead.
So he, I think like, I don't want him to be an older dad. Obviously he's a very active human being, but like, my mother was an older mom and she was the most active out of the other moms, but that's not the case in everybody. And I guess I just think like, I would love to be like a younger mom, but it has me thinking, oh my God, does that mean that obviously things are going to change once I have children.
Yeah.
But I'm like, does that mean that I'm not going to be able to have, a life?
No, it's just that your priorities change.
My priorities definitely will change.
That's all it is.
But I have to say, the way that a lot of people talk about having kids is terrifying. Like, some of you guys make jokes, and like, I gotta let you know, it's not great to hear for somebody who wants to start a family. Like, some of you guys will make jokes and be like, well, get it all out now because you'll never have fun again. And I'm like, even if that's a joke, that makes it sound to me like you hate your kid. It's funny. I made a video about this, like defending Chappell Roan a couple weeks back when Chappell Roan made that comment, because I was like, from my perspective, like, it is scary hearing how some people talk about their children. And so instead of listening to your fear and internalizing it, I'm not going to believe that propaganda. Yeah. I'm going to still go out and shake my ass, and I'm still going to be hot. Yeah. And I'm going to be the MILF.
For sure.
Yeah. And
your mom's a MILF. My mom's a MILF.
Yeah.
And like, my mom never let me being around stop her from having a great time. My mom also was a single mom. So that goes to show, like, even if you're by yourself, because your children are looking up to you as their first role model.
Right.
Like, yes, they are influenced by things like, school and television and stuff, but at home is the core. So if they're seeing you depressed, or you not loving yourself, or you not taking time for yourself, that is going to trickle on down to them for sure. I had a mom who was a insane workaholic. Don't get me wrong, she had fun maybe few times per year. And when I was in high school, I remember I had to sit down with two of my teachers because they learned that I was in school my senior year preparing for college, and I had 3 jobs. And they were like, what are you doing? You're 17.
Right.
What? And I'm like, well, I have to be a millionaire by 21.
Right.
And they're like, and these jobs are going to do that for you.
Right,
right.
What
are you saying?
Right.
And I was just like overworking myself. And so it's like now I'm so chill about life. And like me and Caleb, we're talking about this because he's never had like a real 9 to 5. Okay. Mm-hmm. I started to work when I was 9 years old. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I've been working since I was fucking 9, bro. Since I was 9. I'm chilling. Mm-hmm. I like being a songwriter. Actually, I don't have to do much. Don't get me wrong. That talent takes a while to build.
Right.
So that now I can do it a lot, faster. But I don't want to slave away like I watched my mom do.
Right.
But I, as a teenager, was taking after my mom.
Right.
In that, situation. So I think now that I'm seeing my mom relaxed, I'm becoming more relaxed. I don't know what it is, but
it's like it's almost like you can rest now.
Yeah,
that interesting.
So
interesting.
It's like, I think if your kids are watching you enjoy your life and love on yourself, it's gonna build their own self-esteem. Mm-hmm. And look, let's get personal for a second. I have been insecure about how I look my whole life. I've never been insecure about my brains or my talent. So a lot of times when people think I'm confident and they think I'm confident about this, I'm confident because I know who I am as a person.
Exactly.
And I know that I don't have ill intentions. And I know that I'm only going to speak on topics that I've read up on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what's always made me confident. But I've always struggled with liking what I see in the mirror or being okay with that. And I always wondered why. And then I realized it was my mom. My mom never said like, oh, you're ugly. Never. But my mom never thought she was attractive. This is a woman, like, she would get mistaken for Halle Berry when I was young. So I'm watching movies like The Flintstones. I'm like, yeah, that looks exactly like my mom. I'm like, I actually think that is my mom. I thought Halle was literally my mom at one point. And my mom's talking about how she's ugly. So I'm like, well, if my mom is ugly, then I'm ugly. And so I internalized that.
Oh, so you have that
for years. Yes.
Not telepathic, but that connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but if she had been a little bit more confident, I think I would have been a lot more confident. And what the craziest part, the craziest thing I think that really boosted my self-esteem was when my dad passed away and I found out how much him and my mom were in love with each other.
Oh.
Because it was like, he wasn't around when I was a kid, so I thought like he was terrible and they didn't love each other. And my mom would be like, I never spoke ill of him. Why did you think he was? I'm like, I don't know, because he wasn't here. So I'm thinking he's terrible.
So you're like, why doesn't he?
And I'm like, you guys don't love each other. And then I find out they were like crazy in love. And something about it like instantly boosted my self-esteem because I was like, I was made out of love.
Oh,
it's just very like...
That's really sweet.
No, but it's true. Like your kids watching you and watching your relationship and watching you both, take care of yourself and each other. I think that's doing so much more for your kids than you know.
Yeah.
So enjoying your life
is so important.
After kids is so important.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, I said so much to
no,
say
no,
that's
no,
so
no, no,
little,
but the context is important.
Like examples, yeah.
No, that's a great thing to say. Yeah. I feel like I'm feeling more and more confident about starting a family, which is scary, but we'll see.
And also don't worry about the age thing. There's like so many articles saying that the woman is healthier and the kids are healthier. And I don't want to speak wrong, so I don't want to say the details, but there's so much positive of women having kids. I think it's like after 30.
Yeah,
after 31. Yeah. So don't worry about that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into light as a feather, stiff as a board. Tell me your light as a feather.
My light as a feather for this week, and I guess this upcoming week, is I'm actually getting excited about my engagement party.
Yes.
My engagement party is this Saturday, and I guess I'm just doing my best to put my, best foot forward for this party. I think I'm just excited because a lot of like my favorite people are going to be in the same place. Mm-hmm. Some people are not going to be there that I really wanted to be there. Like my cousin and like their 4 kids. I really wanted them to be there because I love the kids. My other cousin won't be there, but it's okay. Everybody else that's going to be there is like everyone that we intentionally want, and a lot of people from Dano's family that have not seen each other in decades. So it's going to be really insane and beautiful. And my parents have just really done up the house very nicely and our backyard. Yeah. And I'm just excited to kind of celebrate that day. And I guess I'm just stretching my muscle on not feeling like a burden. A
burden on who?
It's very difficult for me. Like even like talking to the bridesmaids and stuff, like people are asking me, well, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't want to be that bride. I don't want to be that annoying. I don't want to be a burden. I
just want to tell you, that was my biggest problem as a bride, was being like, I don't want to be a burden. And I should have leaned on people a lot, but I chose not to.
Yeah. I think I need to do that. Yeah. I think because everybody's like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I got it. I'll handle it. And I'm like, but I can't handle it. No. So yeah, I'm leaning into the fact of being a bride. Mm-hmm. I'm leaning in, and that's my light as a feather. I'm getting used to it. It's not just about like being engaged and being a fiance. It's like planning a wedding and being a bride. Yeah. Oh, I should have added one of these. I should have added this on my propaganda I'm not falling for, was that even though like weddings, yes, they're not the biggest day of your life, but don't feel bad about having the party. I feel like a lot of people are saying like, don't have a wedding, don't have a big wedding, it's a waste. And it's like, yeah, that can be true. But unless like a crazy fight breaks out at your wedding, nobody's ever going to regret a party.
Well, that's what I'm like, first of all, I love throwing parties. And you know what too? I think that's what'll help you settle in. If you think of it less as like everything is on me because I'm the bride and da-da-da. Think of it as like you're just hosting a party.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's more because, like I said in the previous segment, like I'm more excited about the marriage and the honeymoon. But yeah,
I go on mine soon.
Yeah, you go on your honeymoon soon.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Yeah. Wait, where are you going again? You're going to
Saint-Tropez.
Saint-Tropez. Yeah. I can't wait to see the pictures. Everybody force Kat to take pictures because she never does. So yeah, that's my light as a feather. What's your light as a feather?
Okay, there's this trend on TikTok that's so cute, and it's like millennials making their kids say these like older phrases that were like a little abusive.
What? But I have not seen this.
But the kids don't know the phrase. So the kids have to like come up with their own phrase. it'll be something like I brought you in this world, so.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it.
And so the kid, you know, the phrase is, I brought you in this world so I can take you out, which is something that like an abusive parent would say. And so you say it to this kid who hasn't been abused, and you ask them, what's the next line? So you say, okay, I brought you in this world, so, and these kids will be like, so you can guide me, so you can love me, so we can be friends.
Oh,
like it just
shows like really how people are breaking cycles.
Yeah, like I'm honestly, besides the whole, you know, neglectful parenting thing that I was talking about earlier, on a whole, I'm really proud of my generation.
Yes.
The older people will say like, oh, you're raising these kids to be soft. You're raising better fucking humans.
Better adults.
And
you're raising better adults.
I'm so proud of you.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's hoping. But no, it's true. I think I think anytime that you're raising a child in love, as long as that's their first base of moral compass, that's really the most important thing. Like their behavior outside of that, they're going to mess up because you're a gentle parent or because you're whatever type of parent, you're abusive parent, whatever it is. But as long as their moral compass is based in love and right or wrong, I think like you're still doing something right. And I think that a lot of people that have come after, you know, the older generations have been able to kind of do it right in their own way, whether I fully agree with the way that they're doing it, but they're based in love. That's more important than anything, is knowing that a child is loved, is a child feeling loved, for sure. You
know what I think a lot of older, this is going to sound like I'm ragging on old people for the whole segment, but what I think a lot of older people do, it's very, first of all, I find most boomers are emotionally immature.
Right.
Which I would blame their parents, but then I'd have to blame their parents and their parents and their parents. Right. None of you did the work to figure it out. So there's that. But they act like high schoolers. They do this thing where it's like, you know, when you're a freshman, you're starting high school, and the seniors pick on you for being a freshman. And you can go two ways with that. You can say, I can't wait to be a senior, so I change that narrative. Mm-hmm. Which is what I think millennials have done. But then the boomers were like, I can't wait to be a senior so I too can abuse the freshmen. Yeah, I can't wait to beat up the freshmen. Like, right. Are you okay?
Right. You know what my favorite thing to see? I saw this one post one time, and it was a collection of, over the past 100 years, 125 years, it was like a collection of older generations complaining that the younger generations, nobody wants to work anymore. And it started in like 1905, and it's like newspaper clippings, book clippings, excerpts from like news channels and stuff. It's all of these things, majority like newspapers and magazines and written documentation up until like our present day, how people around the same age always say like, nobody knows how to work anymore. Nobody knows hard work. Nobody knows how to It's, listen.
You know what's the funniest one to me is music. And they be like, oh, the music today sucks. And I'm like, do you want me to pull up some of the sucky songs from your time?
You know what I just learned, though? I don't know if this is 100% true because I did hear it on another podcast. But if it is true, I learned that before Nazi Germany, that all of the music was tuned to a different frequency.
Yes.
And then Nazi Germany kind of made it the norm to tune it to what
432.
442 or something like that. Yeah. Because the frequency is easier to control people or whatever. I'm like, or to get into a certain part of your brain that's easier to kind of almost mesmerize you in a way.
You know what? Nazi Germany brought about a lot of things. Like,
it's kind of sick how smart they were at controlling people. And
Red lipstick became a thing because of Nazi Germany.
Really?
Yeah. Remember I said earlier, fashion has always been political.
That is so crazy interesting. But they had red lipstick before that, but it just...
Yes, but it was considered like you were a lesser woman. And so that's where it's like, oh, you're a whore if you got red lips or red nails or blah, blah, blah. That kind of came about because of Nazi Germany. And so what the USA did was started promoting red lips and red nails. So Revlon created, I think it was Revlon who created that specific red lipstick or red nail polish. One of those, but Revlon played a very big part in that.
Interesting.
And so you'll see a lot of ads during that time with women with red lips or red nails. To kind of, it was like a fuck you to Germany.
Wow, that's so interesting. Cat fun facts. That was the segment. Stiff as a board.
Stiff as a board. Using words constantly that we don't know the meaning of. The first one that annoys me, narcissist. Sometimes what you're describing is a selfish person, which is not the same as a narcissistic person that
I can't stand when people overuse therapy talk or just like any type of talk that, like, babe, they're not a narcissist because they told you should do the dishes.
Right.
Like your roommate isn't ruining your life because they said, hey, you cooked 2 days ago and haven't cleaned the pots, okay? And be like, oh my God, I'm living with a narcissist. Stop. Maybe accountability is what you're allergic to, babe.
That's the problem.
Oh my God. Not everybody's a narcissist.
Another word I can't stand, which I brought it up earlier, diabolical. Let's get through this. Diabolical means evil, Diablo, the devil. I saw someone the other day was like, oh my God, it's going to be a diabolical summer. A diabolical. So, are you murdering people? What do you mean it's going to be a diabolical?
Is this a confession?
Summer?
What do you mean?
Do you mean fun? Right. That's not what diabolical means.
Right.
Ignoramus twatopotamus.
Ignoramus twatopotamus. Oh my God. Wow. That's actually hysterical. This summer's going to be sinister. Maybe you are. Maybe you are, God. Bitch. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
That's my stiff as a board. I would like for you guys to, you Google everything else. Google the word before you use it in a sentence.
Oh my God.
The fuck? Okay.
That's funny as hell.
Share with us your stiff as a board.
My stiff as a board is if I see another oogle man, oogle, capital oog, okay, cheat on a Gorgina woman. Especially
that's all of time. You're going to continue to see it.
Extra garbage points if she's pregnant. If I see another one of these stories, that's my stiff as a board. What is this trend? Is it a fetish? What's going on? It's all the time. Oh, so-and-so's pregnant. Well, I think he cheated on her. Why do those go hand in hand? Why? There's when the girl is pregnant or when the girl is sick, they love to cheat. It is psychotic to me. Yeah. And I think that any man, honestly, I think that any man or person, if you want to say not all men, if women do it too, or they cheat when they're getting, married or whatever. Okay. I think any person that is cheating on anybody when they're sick or when they're pregnant.
Diabolical.
That is diabolical.
That's diabolical.
Could you use that term in a sentence, please? We just did.
Insidious. Depraved.
Right.
Sinister.
Mm-hmm. Okay? And I think that your child support should be upped because you ruined it.
1,000,000%.
Because that is sick to me. That's sick. And just the way that people treat someone who's pregnant is crazy. Crazy. The reason why I'm saying this is I had no idea who this girl who goes by the Wizard Liz. Mm-hmm. I had no idea who this chick was. Apparently she's big on YouTube and I guess TikTok. And she talks about like empowerment, never let a man do this, that's kind of her thing, which is like similar things that I think I would talk about on my TikTok.
Yeah.
So people love her. When I tell you this girl is stunning. Gorgina. And she is dating a man that literally looks like a lizard, which is hysterical.
Yeah.
And he looks like a twink.
She manifested that.
Yeah, he looks like a skinny gay man. And apparently she aired his dirty laundry out, which we need more of this because the only way that you are going to get out of a bad relationship is you have to embarrass them. That's just the fact.
Well, they embarrassed you first.
Right.
Hello?
Uno, reverse.
Right.
Reverse. Reverse. Let's do a little cha-cha slide. Okay. All right. You want to embarrass me? Guess who does this better? All right. She, I guess, posted a video saying that she found him. He made a new Snapchat account to reach out to other girls I saw the screenshots. You know why? This weirdo uploaded the screenshots of him cheating on her to somehow be like, look, guys, I'm taking accountability. Yeah, bitch. Now I'm going to root for her more to break up with you. But they're, I guess, married and she's 4 months pregnant. And the guy was, the conversation was so incriminating. And I don't know if he thought because he wasn't saying anything overtly sexual that it wasn't incriminating, but he was asking this girl, like, are you still in this city? Yada, yada, yada. And shout out to whoever the girl was that was replying back, because she was like, aren't you married? And he was like, no, it's kind of like only for clout, like whatever. And she's like, okay, but like, you're still in a relationship. And he's like, well, it's easier if I can explain it to you in person. And she goes, I don't get it. Why would you want to hang out with me? And why did you ask me and my boyfriend invite us to someplace with you together? And he was like, oh, well, I didn't know he was your boyfriend. She's like, I literally told you many times that was my boyfriend. He incriminated himself. Whatever, the conversation is crazy. You can Google it yourself. I'm not going to go over the whole thing. But I just thought, how many more times are we going to see it? Like, Tristan did this to Khloe Kardashian. Apparently, Adam Levine from Maroon 5 did it to Bahati Prinsloo, the gorgeous Victoria's Secret model. How many more times are we going to see this happen? Oh, who else cheated? Wasn't it Halle Bailey or something like that? Whatever. All the pregnant women get cheated on. It's sick.
I don't think I know.
Cardi B.
I don't think I know personally, like, am friends with or dated a man who hasn't cheated.
If anybody ever were to do that to any of my friends, I'll go to jail.
And
I'll go to jail.
Here's the thing, because some men think cheating solely is like penetration. Here's my thing. If you wouldn't do it in front of me, it's fucking cheating. If that's a bitch you wouldn't say hi to in front of me, in my presence, you're cheating.
Yeah.
The end. Because you something about it feels wrong to you, and that's why you wouldn't do it in front of me.
Right.
That's why you have to sneak to do it.
Right.
Because you know it's wrong.
Because you inherently know it's wrong.
Right.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't stand it. I just can't. And then the thing I can't stand too, when on this note, is like guys who, no, this is what I'm going to talk about.
Say it.
Conditioning women to think that cheating is normal. What I just heard, did you just hear this chick, Bad Baby, that rapper? She was like the Dr. Phil weirdo.
Yeah.
That's how she popped off. And she was like, Cash Me Outside. How about that? And now she's like a millionaire. And actually her rap songs weren't horrific, but they weren't great. Whatever. She was just on a podcast talking about, like, so what? I'm going to break up a family. So he gave me a black eye and he cheated on me. So that means I have to break up a family? Yes.
Yeah.
Goes off of what you were just saying. Your children
your kids seeing that.
Watch how you would allow yourself to be treated. Yeah. And I wanted to give her a hug so bad but also I'm like, I know your mother is heavily in your life. And
didn't her mom like not treat her very well?
No, her mom didn't treat her well.
Right.
But it seemed as though like they were on good terms. I'm just confused as to why no one in your life is pushing you on that. Because yes, you do. You're not breaking up that family. He did. You're putting so much hurt on you. I'm somebody who personally, if you cheat on me, we're done. Not because I don't trust you anymore, because I'll never get over it. That's who I am. I can't. I don't know how to move past it. I
feel you.
It's so hard for me.
I can't say that because obviously.
No, but it would take so much. I would have to take a large break, go figure it out, and then maybe we can reconvene. That's what I would have to do.
Here's the thing about people being in her life and being like, because there probably are people around her who are like, hey, I don't think this relationship is healthy. I've known girls like that. They will cut you off.
Oh, yes. That's so true.
Do you know what I mean? They will cut you off as a friend. They'll cut you off as a family member.
They'll be like, well, you just don't support me.
And let's make this clear. If you are my friend, no names. If you are my friend, we're very close. We're like sisters. And you have cried to me about a man. And then you forgive him. That's on you, bitch. I don't fucking forgive him.
Right.
Because you are my friend and he hurt you.
Right.
Okay? That's like if I have a daughter and this little fuckboy keeps breaking my daughter's heart,
Right.
you think I'm going to be like,
Nice to
can't
you.
wait for them to get married.
Right.
I'm over here plotting his fucking death. What do
Period.
you mean? So I just want to make that fucking clear. Because I know some girls will be like, oh, she's jealous. I'm jealous of you being with fucking Ike Turner? Be for real. Be for real.
I can't stand that. When people are like, she just wants my man. I wouldn't touch
No,
him.
nobody wants your man.
I'm
He's a
avoiding
loser.
your man. Like,
He's a
this
loser.
is The Last of Us. He's a clicker. He's making noises around me, and I'm like, he's coming. Here he comes. I gotta leave. I gotta run. I'm Bella Ramseying the fuck out of him. Like, I'm fighting the urge to put an axe in between his eyeballs. I'm sorry, but I can't stand. Don't allow men to disrespect you. Because guess what? A man would never allow you to disrespect him. The second that you cheat, they never stay. They never stay.
That's something to talk about too when it comes to abuse. It's not like they start out abusing.
Oh, right. They're so charming, and
they're
then you
very
romanticize
charming.
the beginning.
It takes years, and they work on your mental.
Oh yeah.
Before anything else, they start working on you to get you to feel like
comfortable.
You are like you're inferior to them.
Yep.
So when they actually start saying these things, by that point, you're so far gone. You start being like, oh, I fucked up. Oh, I should have did this. I'm not making him happy. It's like it's very hard for just because like I've watched people and I know women. There are 3 older women I know who have been in abusive marriages. 2 of them are still in their marriage.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm close to both of them. But I spoke to all 3, about, just relationships and whatnot. And for every single one of them, it took the man like 25 years to break them down. And honestly, I think that's why they're still married to them. They're so well,
there's so much at that point. That's years of like
indoctrination, brainwashing. It's
not even that,
it's so much.
But it's also like your bills, your accounts, your name.
Well, that too.
That for me. The reason why I bring that up is because every woman that I've ever known that has either thought about getting a divorce or has gotten a divorce, they always say, I stayed because it was too difficult for me to leave. If financially, just having your name mixed in with different things. And also like a lot of people that's why you always should have your own money. A lot of people can't leave abusive relationships because your money is so tied up, or you're relying on theirs, or you don't have the money to get a lawyer to get you out, you know? So yeah, that's always been a big thing for me is whenever I hear somebody who say like, yeah, it took me long to leave because like, how was I going to live?
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of times what they'll do is they'll isolate you.
Right.
So you get to a point where you have no
you
friends
have no choice.
and you have no family and you have no one to turn to.
Right.
One of my friend's moms, I remember she had told me because her ex-husband used to abuse her, and she told me that he had moved her like to the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania.
I hear this all the time. They always do this.
She said this was in like early 80s where there were no cell phones and he refused to buy a landline phone. So when she finally escaped, when he refused to teach her how to drive, so she didn't know how to drive. It was this whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, this is psychotic.
Yeah, and she had to like run like in the middle of the night to a diner or something and like called her parents who she hadn't talked to in like 5 years and he tried to like get home. Yeah, it's I think it's never, I think we say things like, I would never be with a man who would do this, but I think it's not something that happens immediately.
It's not something you can scope out necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, I think people always show you their true colors and there's always signs, but sometimes we're not reading those signs. And I also want to comment on the like hideous men with the hot girl thing. They think, oh, I got Beyonce.
Oh, yeah.
So I can get anybody.
But it's
like that. Like they think I've got the baddest bitch at home, so I can get anybody now. Any bitch that wants you, it's because she wants to be me.
Yeah. They want to be like, well, look what I did.
Thank you.
I'm just as good.
Thank you. The girl you brought up, Adam Levine. The girl, did she come online and say, I want to confess that I slept with Adam Levine? No. You know how she started her sentence? I fucked a Victoria's Secret model's husband.
Exactly.
You thought because he was married to a Victoria's Secret model, somehow you're now on the same level
as her.
But let me tell you something. Men cheat down.
Oh.
Because they had to work. They had to
put it on a t-shirt. Men cheat.
He had to work for me.
Right.
And he's got to work every fucking day to keep me. He don't got to work for you.
All he did was send you a DM.
All he did was post that I'm his girl, and that's what turned you on. Right? You saw me, and you said, if he wants her and me, that means I'm on her level. You're not.
No, that's so, but it's so true. And not only that, I also think when they have a girl that is at a level that they really respect, let's say, I think Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce because she was Beyonce. That's them trying to humble her.
Yeah.
Them being like, oh, well, this is the baddest bitch in the room, but how cool does that make me look that I could hurt her?
Yeah.
I'm the guy who did that. I'm the guy who broke her heart. I'm the guy who pissed her off. That's what they do. It's ego.
Yeah.
When you want to do that to a good girl, to a bomb-ass chick, it's because your ego feels inferior to the light that she radiates. Yeah. And that's the reason.
Real quick, before anybody says shit like, oh, you guys are getting so hung up on looks and da-da-da. Men don't marry you because of your looks, by the way. Mm-hmm. They marry, most of the time, the woman who they think will be the best wife and mom.
Mm-hmm.
So it just so happens that most women are really good looking. That's really what it is.
Women are beautiful.
Women are really good looking.
It is kind of, yeah.
And there's like 3 good looking men on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, please. It's like, please. But yeah, so.
That's a really good, no, I think, yeah. Just enough with the disrespect. Enough with the twink lizard looking men playing these gorgeous, gorgeous, smart, intelligent women. Yeah. I'm so sick and tired of it. I did a whole video talking about how I was tired of seeing also these bum ass men in the media play these young, successful women. They wait until like a new girl is coming up where she's going to be young and successful and her star, and they see like a future because like, Halle Bailey's a great one, a bunch of other people. So sick of it, tired of it, disgusting. Yeah. Gross. All right, everybody. To round out our episode, we're playing a game of word association.
Yes.
We've never played this.
No.
We don't know how this is going to go.
We have no idea.
We're picking words off of the top of our head.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna open up to a random page in my notebook and see I'm gonna open up.
Okay.
I'm gonna open up to a random page in my notebook.
Okay.
You can use your notebook as well.
There's not much in here.
Okay.
There's not much.
And then you're just going to say whatever comes to your mind. And it has to be immediate. You cannot think. Do not think about it. It has to be immediate.
All right.
Okay, ready?
You start.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Puppet.
I know, because I was gonna say Muppet, and then I'm like, that's literally like the same word.
This bitch's rhyme zone. Oh God.
Okay.
Fine, we'll do it again.
Okay.
Ready? Freak.
Did he?
I was gonna get her. She's right here. Oh my God. She's right here.
I'm sorry, that was the first one.
I thought you were gonna say off. I was gonna get her so good. Freak off. I was like, ha! Put her on the stand.
Actually.
Okay, your turn.
Ocean.
Cherries.
I
don't know why I thought of that.
With the ocean.
I don't know
They're
why.
not even the same color.
I don't know.
Okay.
That was what I was thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have cherries while you're in the ocean.
Yeah, that's what it is. Saint-Tropez,
Okay. All right. I like it.
Cake by the ocean, cherries within it.
Yeah. There we go.
Cake by the ocean is having sex on the beach, right?
For sure.
So cherries in the ocean.
Oh.
What is that?
I see where you're going.
What is that one? That's got to be a little something. Girl, what was that hand motion? What kind of sign language did you just pull?
That's the Pikachu?
Sure. Okay. All right. Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Jelly.
Jiggly.
Jelly Jiggly.
Okay.
That sounds like a new rapper's name.
Jelly Jiggly.
That sounds like something somebody would say.
I like
We have
it.
Ice Spice.
Yeah.
She raps about poop every chance she gets, which
She
is
probably poops a lot. Man, that's
no.
kind,
People are
that's
saying that
healthy,
she's
isn't it?
into that. That like I can't. I feel like it's called a word. There's like a sexual fetish that's
Okay.
like into
Well,
that. Yeah. Because
You know what?
Why?
Shout out to all the yacht girls.
Oh,
I used to know some.
oh, skirt, skirt, skirt.
They thought I didn't know that they were yacht girls, but get your bag.
Yeah. Period. Your turn.
Green.
Gargoyle.
Yeah. Okay.
Gargoyle. That's what I'm. You know what a gargoyle is?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
When I was young, back in my day,
Here we go.
we had the cartoon. Yeah, we had the gargoyles. It always came on like right after Batman.
Oh my God. Wait.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember that.
No, you're too young. You're too young.
Gargoyle. You know what I think of gargoyles? Like they're the weird stone statue
that's what
things,
they are.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that from that one Sweet Life of Zach and Cody episode.
Loved that show.
The Halloween episode that like actually could still scare me in my boots. But whatever. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Congestion.
Nose.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Pretty
could
good.
have said traffic, but I'm thinking about.
That's kind of what was written in here.
I was about to sniffle, so that was.
I'm trying to think of something crazier.
I don't
Oh,
know, because we didn't think of this. That's why. Go ahead. We didn't prepare.
as fast as you can. Ready?
Okay.
Balloon.
Pop.
Okay. hit me,
Now I'm
balloon.
thinking about like a fat ass. Balloons and fat asses.
that. All right. Well, I had fun. That was a short game of word association, but
Yeah.
we figured we'd give you something.
We try. We'll be better prepared next time.
And we're gonna upload a little Q&A onto our Patreon for our Patreon subscribers. Go ahead and subscribe to that.
Yes.
Maybe we'll add some extra stuff on there.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all social media.
Tell your friends.
And we'll see you guys
Don't
next
tell your
time.
boyfriends though.
Don't. Maybe we'll have a segment where the men will come and join us, but we'll see.
Who's men?
Yeah. Okay.
Your man? That's great.
Possibly.
Yeah. I no. I keep my men away. From me.
All right, guys. We love you.
I'm really
Have a great
itchy.
day.
I love you guys. I can't reach my back. All right. Oh, that's so good.
Look at
Thank
that.
you. Oh,
Girls
be
in STEM.
blessed.
Bye.